Hey guys, this is Gene at DNS Bait, and this report is current as of Thursday evening on the 17th. We have begun our summer hours, so we are open Monday through Friday from 5:30 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m., and on Sunday from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. As far as the fishing goes around town, things are really starting to pop around town. Our water temperatures are warming up into the upper 60s. I've even occasionally heard some low 70 degree water temperatures in the area. That means the bluegills are wanting to start thinking about spawning here real quick. The bass are probably beginning their spawn. Crappies are in the middle of spawning on Waubesa and Monona in particular. Up here on Lake Mendota, the catfish action has been kind of spotty, although there's guys coming off with some catfish just about every day up on that north end of the lake, fishing by the Rock Pile, 6 Mile Creek, and over in the Yahara River. As far as crappies and bluegills go out on the lake, there's some guys that are getting some real nice fish. They're usually fishing in that 7 to 10 foot of water. There's crappies hanging along those weed edges. There's some real big ones. You don't get a lot of them, but they're real big. Bluegills are scattered along those weed lines too, and there are several different sizes or year classes, all the way up to 10 and 11 inches, believe it or not. Obviously, you're not catching a whole lot of them that big, but there are some. Walleye action on Mendota seems to be a little bit slow, but the smallmouth are, depending on who you talk to, there's smallmouth spawning around the lake. Usually you can look for some of that action in Warner Bay and out by Maple Bluff, Governor's Island, out in front of Tenney Park. Just looking at that 5 to 8 foot of water typically, I guess. And then there are some guys taking some smallmouth out a little bit deeper in that 8 to 10 feet of water, 8 to 12 feet of water, throwing crankbaits. Over on Lake Monona, there's a lot of largemouth preparing to spawn in a lot of areas, over by Turville, Olin area, parts of Squaw Bay, Wild Haven, even over by Hudson Park. And there's a lot of bluegills in that shallow water right now, and they're getting ready to spawn. Probably in the next week to 10 days they'll start doing it. But they're in those areas right now, and they're kind of hunting around, a lot of males. As far as the muskie action goes, I've heard probably more on Lake Waubesa than I have up here on Monona. And really, I guess Lake Waubesa has been producing some pretty nice bluegills at times. Lake Farm Park over by Green Lantern, to the north of Green Lantern there's some bluegills in that area. There's some crappies and bluegills down on the south end, down by the marsh, and there's a lot of bass down in that south end, tight to shore. At least there has been earlier in the week. There was quite a few. Lake Kegonsa continues to be quiet as far as reports go, although I have heard through the grapevine they've been getting some nice bluegills down there in a few different areas. I don't hear any big numbers, and I really haven't heard any locations, but I have heard there are some nice fish. I have heard some guys shore fishing up on Crystal Lake, getting quite a few bluegills up in that area. And a lot of crappies, really. The water's still high, the boat landing's still pretty flooded, so don't expect to be able to put your boat in the water too easily up in that area. Lake Wisconsin, I've been hearing quite a bit of crappie action up in there around the piers and stuff, and I've been hearing a little bit of walleyes, and they seem to be in some of the shallower water. Guys are trolling crankbaits and boards up in shallow water, taking a few up in there. I think that's really about all I have for right now, so if you guys got anything you'd like to offer, you can call at the store, 608-241-4225. And if you're on the road and need a fishing report, you can use the recorded phone line, 608-244-3474. That spells Big Fish. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you next.